Hello everyone, welcome to our third lesson of digital photography. Today we're going to talk about another set of composition rules, framing, as well as patterns or symmetry. So let's take a look at framing. We're going to learn through a video what framing is. Another way of calling framing is subframing. So let's learn through the video and then we'll apply it.
Hey guys, today we will be talking about subframing. Subframing is basically creating or finding a frame within a frame. We use the frame to draw attention to the subject, directing the viewer where to look. The frame can either be in the foreground or the background. It can be objects like a door or a window, a block of color, or even light. Here are more examples. How will you apply subframing in your compositions today? Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.
Alright, so the video shared a bit about framing. So let's do a quick recap. Framing is basically how you use natural lines, objects, or light to frame a photo subject. So some examples of objects would be like a metal fence or even a chain that has a hole within it. Alright, so if you notice in these two pictures, the metal fence and the chain are the frames themselves, and the objects within them or in the background are the ones being focused on, the other ones being shot in the frame. Okay, so just be careful. When you photograph framing, you need to include the frame that is blurred out, and you need to make sure that your camera focuses on the object within the frame. It could even be in the background or the foreground. Okay, so these are using objects to frame. You can also use actual frames like doors and windows and make sure something is within them before you photograph. So that will make a very interesting photo. If you're more ambitious, you can even try looking at light and shadow as a contrast to help you frame around an object. Some people even use colors. So if you see a color contrast, that could also act as a frame. All right, so this is framing, very simple. All it requires is just your observation around the environment. The next composition rule we're going to explore today is patterns, or you can also look at symmetry, which is another composition rule. Patterns basically mean repeating parts. So look around in your environment. Are there things that tend to repeat themselves? It could form a pattern. Symmetry, on the other hand, is patterns that are mirrored. So there is like a copy of the exact same one on the flip side. Okay, so you notice that for symmetrical photos, there's also a line of symmetry, which you have learned before in math, and that cuts the photo exactly into half, and it looks as though it's a mirror of one half to the other. All right. Now do pay attention. If you can't find symmetry in your environment, try to look for reflective surfaces such as the water or glass to help you reflect and create that symmetry. And for patterns, maybe just a quick tip, patterns that are disrupted or interrupted make a more interesting photo. Okay, so rather than just something that looks plain and simple. So that's all for our group learning today. Try out the MCQ or even try taking photos around your house that involve framing as well as patterns. See you next time.